Hi everyone and happy Tuesday. Welcome to the second part of this video. It has been quite slow going, but it is a very detailed page, and actually it still looks quite messy, but I'm not going to worry about it because it is quite a tricky one. I'm going to come in and do this fish here. Now I'm using my Brutfuner metallic pencils. I've grabbed the phlox, which is the next one that I haven't used, and I'm just going to start colouring. As I did yesterday, I'm just going to sort of combine two colours at a time in my fish to just sort of get a more interesting design, I guess you could say. I think I'm going to fill these in. Don't really know what I'm doing with this one. Just going with the flow, doing what my hand tells me. Sometimes it's a good idea, sometimes it isn't. So I hope everyone's well. Today is Tuesday. I am recording this immediately after yesterday's, so I don't have any more new news for you about what I've been up to with regards to anything really, because nothing has changed. I think I'm going to do that bit as well. Yeah, there was a very lovely guy at the supermarket. Yeah, I said yesterday that I'd been with my son, and I'm going to use the pansy with this one. And I said to him, I'm with my son today. Usually when he sees me, I'm with my husband. And I said, he's a little bit better at carrying shopping than his father. And he went, oh, I'm so sorry. And then was laughing. In the sense that, I know men are a bit useless. But he's a lovely chap. Always got a smile. Always happy, making the most of everything. So I was talking to my son about it, and he was like, yeah, he says it's a nice attitude to have, that every day can be good, but he said I do just sometimes have really bad days, and I can't just pretend that it's good. Yeah, but hopefully he'll find ways to be better. I'm trying to want his dad as well. I said to him, sometimes it feels like he's always very highly stressed, and he doesn't have like a really, my husband, this is a really good way to wind down and relax, and so any little thing that happens can just send him over into a stress reaction, and having studied stress, this is bright violet, and I can do this little tail here. I know how bad it can be for us. I think most of us know anyway, and I know all sorts of ways of improving things, but you can't tell your loved ones. It's really difficult. They don't want to listen. This is wild aster. This one is really, really, really bright, like compared to all the other colours. And do this fish. I can do the, oh, it's wobbly. Let's try it again. I think it's just, you're too close, it's too difficult. And yeah, it's tricky. I mean, I know what works for me, but obviously I can't guarantee that's going to work for them. But they sometimes don't even want to bother trying, which can be a little bit irritating. It's so interesting because my boys are so different. One is really, really laid back. He's a bit grumpy today, to be honest, but he's normally really laid back. And even when something's bothering him, he doesn't get too stressed, So they're so different. It's quite fascinating, to be honest, how different they can be, brothers. But obviously their genes aren't the same. But then even me and my sister are really different, and we that do have the same genes. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything, does it? Right, I think I was thinking I want to put a blue with that, but we've got a blue here and a blue there and there. I'm just knocking the black. Don't want you, Mr. Black. You can go back in. That, what colour's that? That looks a bit bluey. Let's do a green. I like this one. What's that? Irish green, I thought it was. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to have another little sort out. You know, I've been having a bit of a downsize, I suppose, is what I would call it, even though I'm not moving or anything. I'm just trying to make space. You know, we've got so many things aren't put away. I haven't got enough room for everything, that sort of thing. And I'm trying to create myself a little bit of breathing space. And so far it's been very successful. On Friday we took 4 bags to the charity shop, and then went to the tip and had a whole car worth of stuff to dump. So it's all going very well. I've still got a lot of stuff I need to put slowly into the dustbin, because we can't overfill the dustbin, not allowed to. They won't empty it if it's too full because of recycling rules and all that sort of thing. This is called Grape Kiss. I'm going to be using it. Oh, let's just move that broken lid away. Up here. Yeah, so, but it's just bit by bit into the bin. But that's fine. I know that it's going to go, and it's in a place where it's not in the way. Do you know what I mean? So that's all good. And, okay. And then I'm going to use the Harbour blue for that, to go with that one. But yeah, I've still got lots of things to sort. I almost feel like where I have already sorted, I could go back and do more. You know, like I haven't completely been as thorough as I could. But we'll see. I've also, my son wants to sort out his bedroom, so he has his last exam tomorrow, so I can help him with that as well. Now I'm going to do the pansy. I don't think I've done the pansy. I'm going to go down here to this one. So again, just a part fish. That's okay. Yeah, he wants a bit of a sort out. He's got, you know, but his is quite daunting, so I think we'll do a little bit each day. Because, but I know what he really wants to get rid of. I can't, so it's a bit tricky. I'm going to use a blue with this. I want a lighter one. That pansy's really dark, isn't it? The river blue is quite light. Oh, there it is. Oh. River blue. Let's sharpen it. Yeah, he's got a little cupboard in his room that doesn't belong to him. It's got a lot of stuff in that I could start by sorting, and then if I can make some space in there, then I can put some of the sort of junk that's there that isn't his into the cupboard, and then it's sort of out of sight a little bit. So I think that might be helpful to start with. We also might be able to sort out some of his drawers and things in his bedroom. This is chive blossom, and get rid of a few old clothes and things. I suspect I'm going to go over the spots on this fish. They're too small. He might have some clothes that don't fit him and things like that. You know, we can generally tidy up a little bit. His bedroom's it's not that messy, but it's not that tidy either. So yeah, we can do bits of work in there. I know for a start there's stuff in there that is in the wrong place. you know, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm sure we can work some things out. But we've got to go and see father-in-law at the weekend. He wants some help with moving some furniture because he's having some carpets cleaned, and he wants husband and boys to help him. So that would be nice to see him anyway. Right, that was the chive blossom. I did a blue and purple before, didn't I? So we need something different. Let's use the veridian green might go with the purple, I would imagine. Veridian green. I feel like we're making more progress today than yesterday, and I don't really know why. But I think I'm being a bit quicker at choosing colours, and possibly a bit quicker at colouring as well. Which hopefully isn't meaning that you're getting too far behind. But I know I can be too quick. I think I'm never gonna be a speed where people could colour along really, because without pausing at all, because I know what I'm doing with regards to what colour's coming next and how I'm going to colour and that sort of thing, whereas you can't read my mind, so you don't know what I'm going to be doing next, so you've got to wait and see. But maybe you're getting better at reading my mind, I don't know. This is the orchid mist again, another sort of purpley colour, so I'm gonna move across and put it here. I'm going to do the sort of outliney bits with this one. It's very strange weather today. We've got like it's sort of cloudy and sunny, and we had quite heavy rain just now, which was good because I won't have to water the garden now. Hurrah! And and you know, when me and my son went out, he wore a hoodie and I just wore a t-shirt, long sleeve, warmish t-shirt. But we put our sun hats on, and it was blowing up for rain. I could feel it, but it didn't actually rain. But it was threatening, and it was like, ooh, did we make the right decision here? Should we have worn something different, you know? I think I'm going to use the mourning dove here. So yeah, that was quite... he wanted to really hurry in case it started raining, but that was fine with me because I had lots to get on with, as I always do. But we did stop and watch the ducklings for a while though, which was nice. He took lots of photos. I took some film, which was rubbish. But yeah, you can't zoom with a phone because it just makes it look pixelated and awful. So I couldn't really get a very good picture. But hey ho, doesn't matter. This is Deep Lagoon. I've got the memory which I've shared with you. I don't know where I'm going here. Let's do this leg. I'm going to do this one differently this time. The other times I've done fish like this, which was up here and over there, which you can't see, I've done it stripy. I'm not going to do it stripy this time. I'm going to do it plain, just because it's a little bit easier and quicker. It will show you what it looks like without the stripe, in case you're feeling that the stripe is too difficult to manage. And that's is actually an excuse, because it will just make it easier for me and quicker than putting a stripe in as well. So we're just going right across this area. So French Open tennis started yesterday. We've got, I think all the Brits are playing today. One's got through already when I looked at the results. But one was playing, I think, at the moment, but a lot of them are playing later in the day. I think they tend to, well, they put all the sort of most popular players on early, and most of our Brits aren't. One of them's in the top 5, I think. Is he 5th? Don't know, but most of them are lower. So they're not, you know... And of course they put the French, because it's the French Open, they put their French players on early and on the best courts, and I don't blame them, because we do exactly the same when it's Wimbledon, and we put all our favourites on the best courts as well. This is the deep teal I'm going to use. But it isn't, I can't watch it. The coverage is on a channel called TNT International, I've never heard of. And if you have Sky, which is a satellite service, which I don't have, you can pay for the channel. I think it's 30 something pounds. But it's not, you know, I don't think it's worth it, because I'll get a chance to watch lots of tennis really soon. As soon as the clay court season is over, or in the UK mainly, in England. And this is the regatta, and I'm going to do this stripy fish, and we have coverage of all the tournaments then on BBC. So we get Eastbourne, we get Queen's Club, we get Wimbledon, we get the Wimbledon qualifying, we get all sorts, and they open up loads and loads of channels, so you can just watch whatever you like, which is very exciting. But I have to be very well disciplined, because the matches start about 11, so I have to make sure that I go out and have a walk and do all my video recording early before 11, so that I can sit at my computer and do editing and things like that while the matches are on. But I don't always watch it all. You know, I'm supposed to be working, not watching TV all the time, for one thing. You have to remind myself of that although I'm self-employed, because it gives me flexibility, it's no excuse to do nothing. And I'm going to do a green. I'm going to do the bluegrass. There we go. But also, if I don't keep on top of things, then I won't like it. You know, I won't feel comfortable. But I can colour and watch tennis, which is nice, so I can do that. And also, because the men's matches are so long, you know, I don't tend to watch all of them. I tend to watch just the end until it gets to final, when it's a Wimbledon. I mean, because they play 5 sets, it takes such a long time. It can take 5 hours. It's like, wow, it's a lot of time to commit to a match, isn't it? Used to have my dad had a cousin who used to live quite nearby, another blue, field blue. I don't really want all the blues together. I am going to do this one though. Yeah, she used to live nearby, and would go on it early on in the week when it was cheaper, in the first week, and just go and watch a few different matches, you know. I sort of like that idea, but getting to London and staying there and that sort of thing, and being in all those people, and also, you know, you're sitting watching a match, you can't get up, you can't go and get a drink, or you can, but then you'll miss some of it, you know, getting a drink, going to the loo, all those things that you normally do when you're just at home watching it on TV, you can't do. Now this fish has got all these little scales drawn on it, and ideally I would love to colour each of them separately, because it would be a lot of fun. But I wonder if that phone call's from me. We're just going to put that pencil away. Yeah, it's for me. Hold on. Apparently it was a scammer phoning. I don't want to talk to them. So I'm going to use this sugar almond. It's more of a brownish colour to do the rest of this fish. It looks a bit different because doing a lot of blue. There we go. Yeah, so I like the freedom, of being able to watch on TV, and you know, we can even pause live TV now if we want to, but I like watching it live, and if I have to go and miss a bit to make a coffee or something, I don't mind. I'll choose a decent time to do that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot. It's going to be a fun time. I don't like the hot weather, but it is sort of makes up for it slightly. This one, I think I might do 2 shades of green for this one, although I'm still should be working through my blues. I'm just thinking, let's do something a little bit different. Let's go bospherous first. I'm just thinking, because although we've got a lot of green here as well. So doing the centre of each bit there, because they're not so thin, they can't be done, and then working through this bit. Yeah, and we've got quite a few good British players at the moment as well, which makes it, I think, a little bit more fun. But I used to not always support the Brits. There were other players I liked. But at the moment, I'm quite into the Brits. You know, I used to like Federer and Sampras. But at the moment, I'm not sure. I'll probably get some favourites once I start watching, which is what's so exciting. But I don't even know when it all starts. I ought to do some research, really, because I'm assuming that the French Open that's on now is the end of the clay court season. I usually put the big championships at the end. There, I think that'll work. And what I'm doing with this one is the kiwi. So I like green. And we haven't done 2 of the same colour together, but I might do the same with the blues, but I don't know if I've got 2 blues that are far enough away in colour. You know, I didn't mind doing 2 greens as long as I had like a light and a dark. Sort of, we've got a light yellowy green and a dark bluey green, so they're quite different to each other. So we'll see whether I can do that with the blues. We'll have a look in a minute. I want to look now, but I need to look at what I'm colouring or else I'll go out of the lines. Of course, I could stop, but no. I've started now, I've got to finish it. Yeah, as I said in the last video, I'm finishing up my Lost Oceans book. Yeah, the 2 blues I've got left are Bluebird and Enamel Blue, and they're really similar to each other, so I'm not going to use them together. This is the Bluebird, we're going to use this next. I'll use it here, I think. This one's quite sharp, makes a change. There we go. I wondered actually if the phone was my mum calling, because I called my parents yesterday, but I only managed to speak to my dad because my mum was out seeing a friend who lives across the street. We've done a brown and a blue, we've done loads of green and blues, but we haven't got anything else that we haven't used. Let me see. What's that dull gold? We'll try that. Dull gold. Yes, I thought she might be calling, but she doesn't normally call when my husband's home. She usually calls when he's at work. I'm not sure why. But, okay, so now our last blue is the enamel blue. these are all blue. I'm just going to go for this one. Why not? I don't know why I started here. I think that body, I'm looking at it thinking that is so intricate. I think I'm going to do it all in one colour and just do the fins and tail in this blue, just for a bit different. And then see what we've got left. I think we've only got greens left. Yes, we've got shaded spruce and bayberry. I thought we used the ceramic. Let's use the shaded spruce. Oh. Shaded spruce. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hold on a minute. I did sneeze too. I turned off just in time. That was good. This is quite bluey, isn't it? We've only got a couple left. And but I am going to do the centres of their eyes as well. Let's just pop that one in. We have got bayberry, and I'm going to just use bayberry and bud green together on this one. I'm going to put the lighter one on the body, and then I'm going to do the dots with the darker one after on top of this light colour. I think it'll be easier to get an even layer of colour if I do it that way round. If I'd put done the dots first, they may have smudged with me just sort of randomly going over them like this. It might have just smudged it all, so I decided I didn't want to risk that. I'll put them on the top instead. There we go. I'm going to do their little face with this as well. And then, oops, let's just pop that one away. So this is the bayberry. I'm going to do the tail first. It'll be nice and easy. She says going straight out of the lines. I'm trying to think of what to do for the background while colouring this. I've got a few ideas and I've got to work out which is going to work without being too messy. And there's that one. Now we do have the ceramic and the topaz left, so we're going to do this fish here. I'm going to start with the ceramic. Now the other fish we'll do with a different set of pencils, I think. I might use some of my 12 sets so you can see what they're like. Maybe that'll be of interest. I'll have a think before the next session. I'll let you know, obviously, once I'm doing it. There we go. It's a bit fiddly, this one. I like the shapes though. They're interesting. Sort of wibbly wobbly lines. It's like it's a sort of pastry, and you can use a cutter and make these little shapes and then sort of stretch it out. It looks like that. And you might use it for like an apple strudel or something. Oh, I don't know if you know what I mean. I do like those little pastry cutter wheels though that are really, really sharp. I think you'd need those. Right, little topaz. sharpen. Oh, I just rested my foot. My ankle was hurting. As I said yesterday, I think my shoe's rubbing it a little bit. Not the shoe I'm wearing now, my slippers, but the shoes I wore this morning, my new ones. But they have been all right so far. I wonder if you're just sort of slowly building up, you know. I don't know for sure. Right, eyes. The very centre of the eyes needs to be black. I'm going to use the jet set. And I'm going to actually come out because otherwise I'm going to forget to move the book. And I'm just going to do the centre of every single eye in black. So you don't really need to see what I'm doing. But I'm just trying hard to make sure that I don't miss any out. That one's already got one. Now the little bit around the centre, I usually do that in a light grey. I'm going to, by the way, do the fish that I haven't coloured as well. As long as they've got a little centre. A few of them aren't, I draw them without them. Those haven't got faces. That sounds a bit scary, doesn't it? They're swimming off the edge of the page. So what I want is a light grey cut. I think the Belgian block is going to be the one. Again, needs sharp. Now, when you go around the centre, you can either just block it in, or you can make it darker or lighter in some areas than others to make the eye look a little bit more shiny. I'm just trying to do it all really, and if there's a bit of it that doesn't write properly, I just leave it white, and then it will look a bit more shiny. So I think they say that shiny eyes are a good sign when you're picking fish off the fish counter. I'd never buy a fish with its eyes and head on. Ooh. No, they're all cut up into a boneless fillet, please. I've never been particularly good with fish, knowing what to do with it with regards to cooking either. But there we are. You can see how the light is shining off the pencils now. Right, so we've still got a fair bit to do and a background, but I'm going to leave that for today because I think I've done I've done all the Brutfuner pencils, and so we'll move on to something a little bit different in the next video. As I say, I might change to Castle Arts, I might change to my other sets. I'll count how many I need and that will help give me an idea as well. But thank you for watching today. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.